discuss this now, Democratic Congressman Jim Himes of Connecticut. He is a ranking member of the House Intelligence Committee. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Good morning, Don.
So let's get to it. Have you gotten any updates about what they have found in this debris?
No, and I'm not sure anybody has, because we've been out of D.C. for the weekend, so we haven't been in a position to go into a skiff to get a classified briefing. But I do anticipate that either today or in the very near future, we'll get briefed on what this is all about.
Do you think anything that they will find will be useful intelligence?
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about that. And that's one of the elements that is being lost in this whole conversation. You know, being able to capture, hopefully undamaged, who knows, what should be their cutting edge surveillance technology is just a huge intelligence win.
Yeah, but you will get a briefing. You haven't gotten a briefing on this, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Because I understand you're going to receive a briefing on this incident tomorrow as a member of the so-called Gang of Eight. What are you hoping to hear?
Well, you're hearing a lot of breathless criticism of the decision-making process that the president has. A lot of that, of course, is just partisan, right? You know, the very same senators who haven't been briefed, who are, all over Joe Biden right now. Had Joe Biden shot this thing down against the advice of his military advisors, they'd be criticizing him for that. What we are going to learn is what the TikTok was, what was the decisions made. What we may not be able to talk about is there's a lot of value in observing an asset like this. What did we learn by watching this thing over a period of time? When were the decisions taken? And most interestingly, what are we going to learn about the equipment, right? Who made the semiconductors that are on this thing? What are its capabilities? We'll learn a lot.
Well, speaking of what you said in the first part of your answer, your colleague on the House Intelligence Committee, Republican Mike Turner of Ohio, was very critical of the fact that the balloon was allowed to enter U.S. airspace in the first place. Listen to this and then we'll discuss.
This should never have been allowed to enter the United States, and it never should have been allowed to complete its mission. If you ask somebody to draw an X at every place where our sensitive missile defense sites, our nuclear weapons infrastructure, our nuclear weapons sites are, you would put them all along this path. Clearly, this was an attempt by China to gather information to defeat our command and control of our sensitive missile defense and nuclear weapon sites, and that certainly is an urgency that this administration does not recognize.
Do you agree with his assessment? Do you think that the Pentagon and the White House should have acted faster?
Well, again, Mike articulates one point of view. He may turn out to be true. He doesn't know right now any more than I know exactly what the decision-making process was. Look, there is enormous value in observing up close and personal an asset like this. What are its capabilities? How does it maneuver? What is it collecting? What is it emanating? We need to see whether the decision was deliberate or whether it was careless. I'm going to withhold judgment until we get that TikTok.
Correct me if I'm wrong. You did not want them to shoot it down, did you? That was not what you wanted.
When America learned that this was not a weapons platform, it presented no threat to the American people. As somebody who is focused on intelligence, I would like to get this thing. There was a lot. Let's shoot it down over land. As I said, sort of on social media, I would much rather have this thing whole than be, scraping its charred remains off a field in Nebraska. So there's just immense intelligence value in having this thing brought down over water where we can salvage it in a more, hopefully, complete fashion.
And now that it is shot down, because you wanted to have the intelligence intact, do you think that this precludes that?
No, I think bringing it down over water where we have naval capabilities to get this thing is a lot better than what it would have looked like had it been shot down and, fallen into a granite mountaintop.
So listen, this is not the first time that this has happened. Right, and you have insinuated the U.S. also uses similar technology in other parts of the world. Do you fear retaliation from China?
I don't fear retaliation by China. They're the aggressor here. Make no mistake. They flew a military asset over our sovereign territory. So no, I don't. By the way, there's going to be retaliation against whoever engineered this operation inside Beijing. What a colossal embarrassment this is for the Chinese. But no, I think. To be very clear here, there's a lot of people who are saying this is new and unprecedented. It's not. We've seen these balloons elsewhere. It should come as no surprise to anybody that the Chinese are spending billions and billions of dollars trying to get our secrets. This is what they do. This is a particularly clumsy attempt to do so.
So then all the hyperventilation over this, is this hypocrisy on our part then? Because if we do the same thing and we shoot it down, then what?
Well, it's not hypocrisy because we haven't flown any balloons over Chinese airspace. That's a really aggressive and, by the way, stupid act. And so, if they're angry that we shot this thing down, sorry, guys, don't fly your military assets over our country. All I'm saying here now is that we should withhold judgment until we know all of the facts about what was on that thing, what it was doing, and what the decision-making process was.
Do you think Tony Blinken postponing the trip, do you think that was right?
I think that was exactly proportionate, right? It's a black eye for China. I think the Secretary of State did exactly the right thing.
Let's talk State of the Union.